Of course, we learned overnight that Bill Daley will step down, will not run for governor on the Democratic side of things. Stephen Caliendo joins us now. Thank you for being here, Stephen.
Good morning. Good morning.
You always give us great insight and perspective
Thanks.
on these stories. Are you surprised by the announcement?
Sure, it was a huge surprise. I mean, in one sense, it's quite refreshing. I mean, if we're going to take everything at face value, we're not going to see any pictures surfacing of anybody's midsection or anything in the next couple of weeks. Then he's saying, I don't think this is what I want to do, and that's quite refreshing. On the other hand, it's not like they pulled him out of some honest job. I mean, he's been in politics a long time, been around it for his whole life, and why it took this long to figure out this isn't something that he wanted to do is a little bit surprising.
My question when I first heard this was, okay, so he said it was blaming on his 65th birthday. He wants to figure out what he wants to do with his life. But do you think that somebody in the political world came to him and said, look, maybe it's time to step aside?
There's no way that that's not possible, right? I mean, there's a possibility there. It'd be tough if it would ever surface for us to know for sure. But we know how Illinois politics works. Sometimes a lot of it happens in the back doors. But I mean, I think that if this is everything's on the up and up, and this is really what he's saying, these are prime years, 65 to 74, grandkids, all this kind of stuff. It's actually refreshing for a politician to sort of step aside under those circumstances.
What about money? How much did that play in?
Well, he was definitely getting outraised in the primary. That's for sure. The governor was doing better than he was. But there's a long time before that. I mean, I was thinking about, could it be internal polling? I mean, they might have subgroups, demographics that we're not aware of, or it's saying there's just not a path to the nomination. But again, it's real. I mean, we're not talking about March, right? I mean, there's a long ways to go. So I'd be surprised if any of those specific things, the things that usually cause candidates to pull out, were a factor here.
Are you surprised at all because he is a Daley that he wouldn't try to push forward with this?
Well, maybe that he wouldn't push forward, but at least that he would have an idea about what he was getting himself into. And so I mean, he's run presidential campaigns, not only been in government, but he's been involved in politics. And so I don't know that it's anything that happened in the campaign that sort of said to him, I got to do this. But he did say that there was this notion of God put me on this earth, right? The governor says something like, God put me on this earth to help with pension reform. And he sort of started to think, is that why I'm on this earth, to work on pension reform? Or is there something bigger for me? And that's why I thought this existential aspect of it is quite interesting to me.
All right, Stephen Caliendo, thank you for being here this morning.
Good to see you.